my name is Caitlin Locker, and I will be presenting to you High Society. It is a presentation about how cannabis can affect your body. As we all know, cannabis and smoking weed is very normalized in our society. It is seen as something that is cool or something that's not dangerous or harmful to us, and something that we should be doing every single day, because why not? This is one of the reasons why cannabis is the most widely used illicit substance in the world, not just the United States, but the world. It's absolutely crazy. So let's get into the first way that it affects our bodies, which is cognition. And cognition refers to all mental processes that support behavior and thoughts. So learning and memory are the first ones that I chose. For learning, it does slow down our ability to retain information. And for memory, it affects our episodic memory, which is our autobiographical thoughts and events that we have. And other important cognitive functions, I picked 3 out of a whole lot more. First one is intelligence. There's been a lot of research done that says it does decline our IQ quite a bit. For decision making, it can make our decision making a lot slower and a whole lot riskier, actually. And the last one is emotional processing. It can make your emotional processing a lot more negative and in return have a negative outcome. And of course, all of these things do rely on the dosage that you take. So if you have a smaller dosage, then these things will not be as prevalent. Self-medicating. U.S. surveys estimate substantial comorbidity of cannabis user disorders with mood, anxiety, and personality disorders, with mood being at 39.6%, anxiety at 30.5%, and personality at 35.9%, which is way too high. I picked anxiety, depression, and PTSD, which are the biggest reasons why people do use cannabis. With anxiety, depression, and PTSD, these things that we want to fix, they can actually do the complete opposite if you have cannabis. For anxiety, it can actually make you have an anxiety attack, potentially. For depression, it can make your symptoms a lot worse. Same thing goes for PTSD. For psychosis and schizophrenia, scary enough, it can actually make those symptoms a lot worse and aggravate their symptoms and make their life a lot worse than it actually is already. The other effects that cannabis can have on your body, it can cause cardiovascular problems, which in return can cause cerebral vascular accidents, which is a stroke. The 2 strokes that can occur is hemorrhagic, which is blood from your arteries that can bleed into your brain. And the next one is ischemic, which is the most common type of stroke that someone can have, and it is a blood clot that blocks or plugs up a vessel leading to the brain. For tumors, there's been a lot of research seeing if cannabis does pertain to brain cancer in people who use it. People are still trying to figure out if that is a thing or not. There's been a little bit of evidence, but not too much. But there's been a small study that shows you can get glioma, which is a tumor in your spine, or potentially your brain. So it does call for more research. But all of these things do rely on your age and health. So if I were to take cannabis, I would be less at a risk to have these things, but if someone my mother's age would take it, she would be at a lot more risk of having these things. Yet, long-term use, obviously, you would be getting these things potentially. So, while cannabis does not have the same potential for harm as heroin, cocaine, or alcohol, it is not without risks, and users need to be aware of these. And this is a quote from a scholarly journal. I could not agree more. People do need to be aware of the risks and things that they're getting into when they do try cannabis. So these are all of the things that can affect you when taking cannabis. and here are my resources. Thank you.